Bob Dylan and the band, the 1974 live recordings. Let's get into it, shall we? Welcome classic rock fans to a short video where we get to discuss all things Dylan, specifically the 1974 recordings box set, which I believe is available to buy now. There is a purchasing link just below this video. You'll have to excuse the noise of trickling water because it's absolutely pissing it down here, but hey ho, we'll just have to work with it, won't we? What's fascinating about these live recordings is the sheer ferocity. I mean, critics have often commented on the force and urgency that bordered on rage at times regarding these recordings. It had been 8 years since this band had been booed and heckled from the British stages, specifically that infamous gig at the Manchester Free Trade Hall where Judas was shouted out from the darkness of the audience by a certain John Caldwell. And we're already well familiar, of course, with the Before the Flood live album. Always loved that record. But this, of course, collates together all the concerts that were recorded with perhaps an ambition to put together a proper live document. This is not part of the Bob Dylan bootleg series. I love that series, but unfortunately there are massive holes in my collection because they're quite expensive and I can't always afford to get them, but I do try to get them when I actually can. But this is not part of the official bootleg series. And I think we'd had a kind of a mixed output from Dylan up to about 1974 with the almost slow swing of Time Passes Slowly to the almost stabbing acoustic work on the wonderful Planet Waves album. And if I'm not mistaken, and I might well be, I mean, you Dylanologists out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time Dylan and the band had toured since those infamous 1960s shows. I think the New York Times referred to these concerts as the return of the legendary recluse. I've not had time to go through all the recordings. I've listened to 2 or 3 of them. The first one I listened to was the initial gig, the first gig, which was recorded in Chicago. It's an interesting, tense, combative gig, really, almost as if you don't feel like the band or Dylan are actually enjoying this performance, but it's absolutely fascinating listen. They get into their stride with the shows that follow it. I listened to the New York Madison Square Gardens concert, which was absolutely fantastic. It's absolutely brutal live performance. Interestingly, Robert Christgau criticised these performances, saying that the band sounded undisciplined, threatening to destroy their headlong momentum by throwing out 1 foot or elbow too many. He compared the sound of these gigs to Dylan running over his back catalogue in a truck. But interesting as well, I mean, Dylan, I think in an interview in 1978 said he made the same mistake that Elvis did on his famous comeback tour. He said, I fell into the same trap, referring to the mismatched level of power and finesse in terms of these performances. The recordings vary in quality. The first one I listened to was the Chicago performance from January 3rd, and I listened to the Philadelphia one from the following, I think following night or the following concert anyway. And they seem to be a bit scrappy, a bit tentative, I think. I did listen to the New York show Madison Square Gardens from January 30th, and that was an absolutely fantastic performance, absolutely brutal. In fact, I think 4 of the cuts from the Madison Square Garden concert from January 30 was actually excavated for the Before the Flood album. But overall, the New York concert has a much richer sound, I think. Dylan's vocal performance is playful and vibrant. It's a really powerful document, I think, of Dylan at this time. I think what I liked about the Philadelphia shows, we've got a version of Except You, Nobody Except You. I absolutely adore that song. Of course, I could be wrong. For you Dylanologists out there, do correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Except You was an outtake from the Planet Waves album, a wonderful album in my opinion that was overshadowed, of course, by the critical acclaim that Blood on the Tracks received. Anyway, let's take a look at this wonderful box set. I've already unwrapped it. This wraparound comes with it. It's a sturdy box. That's the side and the rear. Of course, all the concert tracks are on the leaflet, and all the concerts are individually numbered as they go down. I'll show you what they look like. The first few, for example, Chicago, they all have nice artwork on them, reminiscent of the time. It's the rear. Looks like the Budokan shot, doesn't it? And this is a worthy addition to any Bob Dylan collection, as he, I loved his voice at this time. His voice was so guttural and powerful. I love the Rolling Thunder tour as well. So that's all the discs are kind of like that. The discs have all got this same design on them, which is basically, that's the design on all the discs. And they're all, they've got a spine and they're numbered, so you can easily see which order they should go in. Let's take a look at the actual booklet itself. This is the wonderful little booklet you get. And what's great about this is it's just packed with information about Dylan at this time and these shows. It makes it, of course, it makes it a fascinating read. Sorry about the glare from the light. And the pitter-patter of the rain. Again, I apologised earlier, but it's been pissing down now for about a week. Can't do anything about that. I need to get this filmed. Nice, nice shots of the band. Excellent stuff. I like sort of ticket stubs and this sort of ephemera to be included. Excellent. I think this retails about £90 on Amazon. I don't know what it is in American money, of course. I think it's 27 discs or something ridiculous like that. There's a lot of discs. So how many are there? There are indeed 27 discs. 27 Dylan concerts there. So I think you get your money's worth. Like me, if you're a big fan of the Before the Flood album or Dylan at this juncture, I think you're going to really enjoy this set. Great shots of Dylan there. Of course, the Bootleg series put out the wonderful Blood on the Tracks box, which I still don't have, unfortunately. I wonder if we're going to get something similar for Planet Waves. And there we are. That's it. So that's Bob Dylan and the band, the 1974 live recordings. Do let me know what you think in the comments below if you intend to purchase this item. As I said, there is a purchasing link just below this video. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll urge you to click like, subscribe, and do check that notification bell if you want to get notified of any future uploads. And other than that, I'll just leave you with my closing salvo, which is, as you know, hope you're well, staying safe and dry, of course, but most importantly that you keep listening.